And you've just heard No Gravity by Gefahrgeist and Pinlight. And I'm delighted to be joined by Gefahrgeist and Pinlight now. Hello, both.
Hello.
Or I should say hello, all. So how did, well, first of all, tell us about No Gravity. Whoever wants to start with that.
You guys started it.
Jenny, you want to
You're responsible for this.
Sure. Well, it was a collaboration track written by myself of Pinlight and Fiona of Gefahrgeist. We wrote it back in January of 2023, and yeah, it was. It's quite a soaring track, I think is the word that's being used to describe the feeling of it, and it's quite a nice sort of meeting point between our styles as artists as well. So yeah, it's a real pleasure to work on it.
And from Gefahrgeist's point of view, what have you got any more to say about it than that?
No, I can corroborate that story. That's what happened.
That's definitely what happened.
They had a day at the Song Seeds retreat, songwriting retreat that Jenny and I went to. And we had a workshop with Corrine Polwart, who is fantastic. And her challenge was to collaborate with another artist, I think. And Jenny and I, because we knew each other previously, were like, let's just go together, that'll be fine. And it went really well. Yeah, it was really fun working with yourself, Jay, but also quite daunting because you had all those like books and cards, all this like stuff about how to write songs and all this knowledge. And I was like, I don't know any of this stuff.
I'm a big nerd, it must be said.
Formally trained. So
yeah, formally trained big nerd.
But I must say, as soon as I knew that there was a potential that we might be asked to collaborate with somebody at Song Seeds, I was immediately like, oh, I want to write with Fiona. I want to write with Fiona. So I'm really glad that that came about first.
I envisioned that everyone else was taken and it was just.
So I was the last person to be picked. Oh, it might have been that.
Like when we used to pick football teams in the playground.
I'm last. That's fair.
Really not. But I'm interested then, what's it like, co-writing? Is that Fiona, is that something you've done before, co-writing?
Yeah, I do all the time with Neil, I suppose.
I
Don't I?
suppose you do, yeah.
It's like pulling teeth.
It's not like pulling teeth.
Yes.
What happens usually is that I'll have like the bare bones of a song, so like lyrics and melody and chords and stuff, and I'll give it to Neil in like a rubbish demo that I've knocked up in Logic, and then Neil will take it and make it, amazing. I really like collaborating. It helps me not throw everything out in the bin as soon as I'm finished writing it. It helps me, just having another brain, another pair of ears on it helps me see more value in it than my sort of very like warped critical mind would think of my own stuff, basically. So I think there's a lot of value in collaborating with somebody. Why are you laughing?
Not that I'm the same as well.
All right, okay.
Just having it put into words.
Yeah.
And Jenny, is that something you've done before in terms of collaborating on songs?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a wee bit, some co-writing, and I used to play in a band and we would write songs together there to some extent, although I was, kind of bringing it the same way that Fiona's saying, I would be bringing the bare bones structure and then we'd workshop the rest of it. But for Pinlight, I'm pretty much been a lone wolf, to be honest, and I really enjoy doing it all start to finish myself, which I find really gratifying. But that being said, keen to learn from other people and get better at co-writing as well, because it's a different skill, I think, to co-write a song than to write on your own.
I just like go produce it all and release it myself, because I think I need someone else there to tell me when it's actually finished. Otherwise I'll just keep sitting on it and just like adding more and more stuff to it.
That's also my job, is to tell them when it's finished.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where the proposed 18-minute long version comes from.
What happens when I don't have anyone to tell me to stop?
Yep.
And I'm interested, you spoke about this being a challenge set to you by Corrine Polwart, and this is something I'm coming across quite a lot, and with writers as well as musicians, it's often, if you go to courses, or that's part of it. It's like you're given something, an idea that, right, go and do something on that. Is that an increasing part of these kind of courses that people go to?
I'm not sure. That was my first one, I think, and I was sort of happy about it, but also some of the days it just didn't really click with me. Some of the challenges that we were given, but it was it's like motivator to like get started with an idea in mind. I didn't mind that, but I've not done that was the only one I've done. I'd like to do it again, but that's the only one I've done. Jenny, have you done more?
No, exactly the same. Like that's the only one I've done. I suppose in person, like I've maybe done some I've done some online songwriting sort of courses / retreats, and you're kind of given the task to work on, which is helpful, but nothing quite like Song Seeds, which was just amazing. And I wish I could do it again, but I can't make the next one. So
Well, I think they're like over, like they've got so many applicants now. They're like over capacity.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to do it again as well if I can. I can't do that. I can't do every single one because that's insane. That's a lot of holidays to take. But one every couple of years, I think, is a good idea.
Yeah, we also had sorry, Ali. We also had challenges from Matt Hickman of Brown Bear and Joe Dark of various bands.
Twistettes, was that our main one?
Twistettes, yeah, Gyro Babies and Minerva Wakes.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's this kind of an example of the increasing collaboration that's going on, not just when recording music, but just in learning more about how other people work. It seems to me that it's quite a kind of growth area.
I'd say so. It was nice to see other songwriters in different genres than me explain how they do it. And if there's like a method to it, and by the end of the week I just left thinking there's not a method to it. No. Everyone's different and every way is okay. Which is just quite reassuring. And then you leave with lots of tools where if you are stuck, you can sort of pull upon their advice and see if any of them work for you. Like not everything's going to be an exact matchup, but you can at least try different things and not just stay kind of stuck. So yeah, I left with like a lot more knowledge about songwriting than when I went in. And I can finish songs much quicker now.
You never really had any problem with that, though.
Okay, I can start and finish songs.
It's also annoying. You could go into a room and then come out with a finished song in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Whereas it takes me like 2 years.
So did these courses change the dynamic of Gefahrgeist? As Neil, do they all this? Oh, I can't deal with this new Fiona or something.
More now that you mention it.
Well, I sent you the demo we made on the day, and you said, "Yeah, it's great. Send me the stems."
That's
that
true.
Was it, yeah.
I think you sent me a whole bunch of other songs you're really happy with, and I'm like, yeah, send me that one you said with Jenny though.
You liked that one the best, so that's the one that we did.
Nice.
But it's going back to these courses and just kind of get-togethers, it does seem that because people from different genres are coming in, I mean, Matt Hickman and Joe Dark are a great example of two people that make very different music, then people are maybe investigating. We spoke earlier on about you working with Conscious Root, investigating different genres and kind of cross-collaborating across genres. I don't know if there's a question in there, but that seems to be what's happening more and more, which is really exciting, I think.
Well, I think, sorry, Fiona, I think the pandemic has positively influenced that kind of thing, in my opinion, because while we were all locked down, I feel like the barriers to collaboration, we had to find ways around them, and people were collaborating online more and more, which means that you're then traversing distance, and then it becomes, what other barriers, in inverted commas, can you cross with that method? So yeah, that's kind of my perception of it. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah.
I mean, before we started working together, I didn't write any electronic music at all. Like I was just doing very kind of like singer-songwriter stuff and didn't have any idea about that. But then Neil showed me his stuff and I was like, this could maybe work. So this is kind of a cross collaboration in itself, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I think you're the only person I'd really enjoy working with. I'm not a very collaborative person. I'm a bit of a control freak. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I can work with Fiona is she's easy enough to let me kind of just like bullheadedly do my own thing.
I'm easygoing.
Easygoing, that's the word. Pushover you. No, not at all. No, she'll put her foot down if she thinks like either a song's finished or like I'm taking it a direction she really doesn't want to go in.
Yeah.
But usually, yeah, you're usually like most of what I do, which is good because I can't do it any other way.
And you were saying that you were previously in a band. Is working solo, so to speak, although you will be obviously working with other people, how does that change the way you make music? Is it easier?
Yes and no. I mean, I do find it easier because I get to make all the concrete decisions without having to. I debate them internally, and I've got I suppose there's different voices there trying to pull myself in different directions.
I
But I do find it easier and a bit more satisfying writing on my own usually. But yeah, certainly exceptions to that, like working with Fiona for sure.
Well, that's
I mean,
fun stuff. See,
yeah, I was
Huh?
going to ask, do you think it's something? Sorry, Neil. I'm just going to say, do you think it's something you might expand further or do again, or is this just a one-off?
I'd like to write together
I'd
again.
say no, no, I'd be up for it.
I'd be up for it,
I
definitely.
mean, this one was really, really easy to do. It came together really quickly. I
Our
think.
demo was like,
Yeah.
we only did the demo in 4 hours and we had most of it there, and then
Yeah.
I
From
thought-
like from starting with nothing as well, which is just
Yeah.
amazing. So
pretty
yeah.
fast.
Sometimes
Very
it just
fast.
works. I mean, songs either take me 2 days or 2 years.
Yeah.
I was saying this is, thankfully one of the former,
Mm-hmm.
because it came together really, really well, and all the kind of ideas I added to it seemed to work. And then most of the kind of musical stuff was already there from the
Yeah.
original demo.
Mm.
Fleshed out a little bit. I actually had very little to do with this ultimately.
So basically, I'd be happy to write with Jenny again.
Yeah.
Let's look and polish it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good shine.
Mm-hmm.
Neil, you were saying that you found it difficult working with other people, but you work well with Fiona. Is it quite difficult to find the right? And this goes to all of you, the right people to work with. Is it quite a rare thing?
For me, yeah, but I'm a bit of a miserable vampire though. I'm a bit of a control freak when it comes to writing music. I got like a specific idea and I want to implement my ideas and all that stuff. So it says more about Fiona than it does about me that she's willing to work with me.
And he doesn't just make all the decisions, though. I will convince him if something's a bad or good idea, or
Yeah.
I have a different idea.
I know
that'd
that
be
if she
better than
digs her
his.
heels in, then
Yeah.
then it's definitely something she feels strongly about.
Yeah.
Then I won't just
I mean, I've worked with lots of different sort of singer-songwriter people. I worked with Jack Hinks for a long time, and did some stuff with spoken word. And yeah, I've enjoyed. It's all been very different. I've enjoyed all of it, I think. But this is probably my favorite one because I get to, with Jack Hinks and everybody else, it was kind of other people's songs that I sort of added to, whereas this is kind of 90%, of my material that I'm like leading and singing and stuff like that.
90%, it's not 90%.
Yeah, it's nice to be the front person singing your own music, basically. I've not had that before, so this is why I quite like it.
That's true. And also helps that she does all the things that I can't do,
Yeah.
writing lyrics and singing well. I'm very much embroiled in the production, the compositional aspects. I think I tried to write lyrics once and Fiona tore them up in front of me and made me
I did it.
cry.
I just said it's not good.
Ah, she did. She spat all over them and said, these are terrible.
Metaphorically spat all over them and ripped them in your face.
Sure, metaphorically.
It's left a scar, I could tell.
It really has, yeah.
Not at all. I think it was a good learning process because she was like, Neil, these lyrics are terrible. And I was like, yeah, you want to do better lyrics? Go ahead. And she went into a room for an hour and came out with just a way better song. So I decided I'm not going to touch lyrics anymore.
Mm.
I try to use too many big words.
He
She
does.
says.
It's silly. It's really silly.
That sounds like a songwriting group. That's a tough love songwriting group. It's a very different thing.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Corinne Polwart hearing your lyrics up
She
front of your face.
was very nice. She was very lovely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Jenny, you mentioned how lockdown has maybe had an effect on such kind of collaboration, people kind of reaching out across genres and styles and things. But I wanted to ask, I was thinking about this because I was at the Fringe recently, and it did seem to me that the Fringe was kind of back in as full effect as I can remember it from before lockdown. How are you feeling about gigs and music in general? Do you think that is still got a way to go, or is it kind of coming back?
I don't really know. I don't gig super often. I don't really seek gigs out. I let them come to me. So I'm probably not the best person to answer that. I definitely agree about the Fringe feeling like it's back in full swing. Although I'll be interested to see the stats on how ticket sales compared to last year and to 2019, because I know last year they were still down like 40-something% or something, weren't they? So yeah, that'll be interesting to see for sure. But yeah, I mean, Fiona and Neil, you've been doing much more gigging than I have recently. What's your thoughts?
It's kind of a mixed bag, to be honest. Like, some of them have quite good attendance, some of them have fairly shocking attendance, and that might not be the fault of anybody. It could be just the weather, or the promotion didn't go very well, or it's too expensive, or it's on a Monday night. It could be a bunch of stuff kind of combining together. But I don't know. It's there's definitely the Fringe itself is definitely. I think if I saw the stats, it would be up from last year because a bunch of people seem to have sold out their whole run, which is really exciting. The people I know, which is great news. But in terms of like live gigging, I don't know. Neil's not a fan of it in the slightest. So
I like writing the music, gigging it. I could probably take or leave.
yeah, there you go. But,
Sorry, all our fans.
he doesn't want to be there. Yeah, I don't know. I think attendance is a bit up and down at the minute. Maybe we'll be back.
Yeah. Do you know what my perception actually is of the not too many gigs that I've done post lockdown, but thinking about that experience compared to the sort of theatre comedy shows that I'm involved with, other performance avenues I'm involved with, the change we've seen post pandemic is that people are buying tickets much more last minute than they used to. And I think that's the same for gigs, as I say, from my limited experience, but people are, kind of less willing to commit to things in advance and kind of showing up. Yeah. Do you guys think that?
I'd say, I mean, we've not really been, known to push tickets on people too much, to be honest, because it's usually support slots, and if we get our, our regular mates to come, we're kind of happy with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't come see us play.
Well, of course not. If we did a headline gig, we'd be able to compare, but not sure currently about tickets or anything like that. We're doing festivals just now, and that again is not really up to us who comes to the festival, who doesn't. But it seems to be like some of them. I think only a couple of the really big festivals this year have had to postpone again. Vibration had to postpone. Doom was a whole state that we'll not get into here. But some of them seem to have had pretty successful years again. So it's a mixed bag, I think, all across the board right now. So it's not fully back. Cost of living, I think, is affecting a lot of stuff as well. People spending money on going out.
And I think from a punter's point of view, there's just so much on at the moment, a bit like there's so much music being released. There's so many gigs being put on. You could literally go to 2 or 3 really good gigs most nights, which, you just can't do with the best people in the world. So what's next for you guys? Let's start with you, Jenny. What's going to next for Pinlight?
Well, I've got kind of a backlog of songs, to be honest, that I'm really keen to get out there. I'm just intermittently working hard on funding applications. We've got a couple I'm waiting to hear back from, because I really want a good cash injection to do it all properly and give the songs the love and care I think they deserve. But yeah, I've got hoping for album 2 at some point, but I'll get some singles out in the interim and see what other gigs come my way. Yeah, that's kind of it.
And Gefahrgeist, what's going on with you guys?
I think that's kind of our plan too, is we're going to sort of knuckle down and get the album finished. So we'll be quiet for a while, get it finished, and then release a couple from it, and then try and do the album thing. And again, fund the applications as well, which, thank you for reminding me, Jenny, I do actually need to start. And gig-wise, we're playing Outwith Festival next weekend. Yeah.
In Dunfermline.
Yeah, Dunfermline. So it's like around the corner from our house. This is great.
Yeah.
A local gig. And after that, just working on the album, really trying to get it finished in the best way we can.
I mean, I kind of took a step back from gigging in favour of working on the actual music. Yeah. Which is fine with me. So we've got a massive backlog of songs that we need to spruce up and finish, but
they're not all 7 minutes long, so that's good anyway.
So you say, so you think.
Well, I don't even know how long the album's going to end up.
I don't know. Lord of the Rings extended edition. Play over the top of it, it matches up perfectly.
Of course.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. It's been great catching up with you all.
Great to catch up with you too.
Yeah,